Hello friends. So today we are with the great masters of PSSM. Myself Chandu from Pyramid Valley International. So it's a great occasion for the whole Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement to interview in Pyramid Meditation channel with great legends of PSSM. So they have been in PSSM for the past 22 years and with many experiences and traveling with Patriji. So not only from South India, North India and abroad, and they have traveled many places to enlighten many souls. And after learning meditation from both of them, now they are doing lot of services in PSSM. So that kind of inspiration they both have given to the whole Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. So they are with us today, Mr. S.K. Rajan sir and Girija ma'am. Ma'am, welcome you ma'am. Welcome sir.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity for me to interact with you today. And as my personal experiences when I meet always Girija ma'am, so by listening lot of third experiences always motivates me, and wherever I just struck and that particular situation, I just come out from the situation. So for the past 9 years I have been in Pyramid Valley. Whenever you come to Pyramid Valley, I learn those listening experiences from you and will go forward. So the kind of excellent experiences I have with you ma'am, and it's a great welcome you.
Thank you so much Chandu.
And Rajan sir is his knowledge is awesome because he read many books. I think as per my knowledge is concerned, after Patriji, and I can see only Rajan sir to read lot of spiritual books, and also he recommends lot of new books to the PSSM and to the whole book space in Pyramid Valley International, because under his guidance lot of new literature has come to Pyramid Valley. And whenever we talk about Rajan sir, there is a ocean of wisdom from many books. So it is a great combination you ma'am, and it's a great learnings from both of you. And on this great occasion, we would like to know more about your spiritual journey and your experiences to the whole PSSM, so that we learn from you and we evolve learning from your experiences. So, ma'am, when did you start your meditation, and how did you meet Patriji, and what made you to come to meditation, ma'am?
Yeah. Thank you Chandu for this great opportunity. I would like to thank Brahmashri Pitamaha Patriji also for giving this great opportunity to have got this chance of interview, because we can tell about us, this journey of ours, this excellent journey of ours. First we met Patriji in the year 1998 on 5th of July. That is a very great day for us. It changed us totally. That is the day when I learnt meditation for the first time. That is in a methodical manner, in a scientific manner I learnt meditation then. But from childhood I have been having lot of third eye experiences. That was really amazing. But nobody would give me any answer for that, because nobody knew that anything about it, I think. I was thinking everyone will have like that, because I never knew that others don't have such experiences. So I used to tell my mother, but she used to always put me down and tell that don't tell all these things outside, because they will think something is wrong with you. So, okay, I used to keep it with me, but I used to cherish all those experiences, because those days they used to take us only to pravachanas, and where the storytelling will be there about our scriptures, our great books like Ramayana, Mahabharata. So from there people, great acharyas, pandits used to come and tell the storytelling along with some music also. So it was very interesting. We used to go there and listen to all that. It will be arranged in temples mostly, but we will go there and sit, and I used to only close my eyes And the moment they say Rama, Krishna and all, I used to play with all those deities. They used to come in front of my eyes, and I used to be totally away from that world, from the temple at all. I never used to remember the situation, surroundings and all. Totally, I was about 7-8 years old. That's all, very young girl. So at the time itself, I had beautiful visions. So when these visions happened, I never felt the need for doing any puja to them, because we all used to get together and play a lot. So when I used to play with all those gods and goddesses, where I never felt the need for me to do puja and get some favor from them. That was not at all in my mind, because they were my friends. So the idea of all that worship and all those things went away from my early childhood itself. I didn't have that feelings at all. So when I was asked to do puja also, I could not do. When I was about 9 years old, I had a beautiful dream that is still very, very fresh in my memory. I played with all the celestial beings, the sun, the moon and the stars, everything. They all used to roll down in front of me. I used to be very huge, and I used to push them like ball with my leg. Like that I used to play with them. Very beautiful.
With open eyes, ma'am?
No, with closed eyes. I had a dream.
Okay,
I was in the dream I had this. So it was very fantastic dream. I have never had such a dream at all. So that gave me a lot of joy and whatnot. I was on the top of the world. I could play with them all. So I didn't know the meaning. I couldn't express this outside. Nobody could tell me anything about it. So okay, I kept it with me, but I used to enjoy that. Soon after that, the next day itself, I developed a very high temperature. That I remember very well that day. I was shivering with fever. At the time also, when I closed my eyes, one Laurel and Hardy type, one fat man and a lean man used to come, and they used to play so many things. They used to make jokes, and I used to get happy. Because my fever was too much. So at that time I had to bear that fever with these jokes. So they used to play like that. So I don't know what is behind all these things. There's the science behind. But until 1998 I met Patriji, I never knew that at all, the science behind all this. Then the things went on like that. And even during my delivery I used to see a small, when I closed my eyes, I saw a small elephant. I used to see, and the elephant used to take all my pains. So I never used to have that much of labor pain at all. So I went through all that very easily. Somehow everything was very cakewalk for me. I don't know, I was so totally a different person, I thought. Because the others won't have such experiences, and when I asked, they used to tell, no, we don't have any. Everything used to be cakewalk for me. Because in school also, in college also, I used to listen to the teachers so very ardently. No thought region only I used to go. So everything I used to listen, and I used to store it in my memory. I never worked hard for my studies, but my marks used to be very high. Always I used to get within the 3 ranks. 1, 2, 3, not below that. So I also used to wonder how it is happening. Somehow the memory bank will come to my help, and I used to write the exams very well. I will never know how it is happening. Something was mysterious about me, myself. I used to wonder how others are struggling, but I am very happy. What is the difference? I used to wonder like that. But when I came to meditation, I knew that I have meditated for very long periods in my past lives. Then I knew the whole subject was open to me. Everything I could understand very easily. So that was a turning point in my life. Really, I'm very, very fortunate to have met Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. Really, he is a Bhagavan, Patriji, I can say. And because of him, I learnt meditation so very well, and really that helped me a lot, really, to know about myself so much because of him only. Coming to that, that very day we attended that program because we were going through some hard phase in life. So I wanted to, so many questions arose in my mind. Why all this creation? Why we have born? Why we go away from here? Where do we come from? All those things were there. And from childhood I've been hearing my grannies and grandmother's telling mukti, moksha, like that. So what is it all about mukti and moksha? What is it all? Will any Guruji or somebody will come with a magic wand and give us mukti? Like that I used to imagine so many things, but nothing happened. So I knew that it's all done by our own efforts. So our own efforts only we can get up to that realization point. All that I knew only through meditation. Really, meditation is the priority, the most primemost thing that one should adopt in life, that I have understood through all these 22 years. So now, thank you so much, and I think Rajan sir will answer now.
So how did you come to know about meditation, sir? And before that, how exactly your state of mind?
Yeah, yes, Chandu. Actually, my faith in meditation was shaky, I should say. I was not very confident that meditation will really help me. So in the initial stages, right from the age of 15, I used to read a lot of books, and books of various authors, particularly Deepak Chopra, and then Dale Carnegie's books were very great because they used to do a lot of, give us a lot of advice about how to conduct yourself, how to manage your life, and how to get over stress. All this I used to read, together with some religious books from the Ramakrishna Mission, from the Chimyananda Mission. All these books I used to read. But nothing gave me a real satisfaction, even though I met personally so many great Swamijis, including Swami Ranganathananda of the Ramakrishna Mission, then Puttaparthi Sai Baba. I directly met him, talked to him one-to-one. So many things have happened, but I was still wondering why I am not able to really get that mental and soul satisfaction of having read books and having known what my life's purpose is. I couldn't know the purpose of my life despite reading so many books, despite meeting so many yogis. But then this happened one fine day suddenly when we decided to attend a program. Thanks to my life partner Girija, she induced me, or I should say she coerced me into coming for a program, attending a program in the Jagan Mohana Palace in Mysore. At that time I was serving for the NABARD, and I was in charge of 2 districts of Mysore and Chamarajanagar in Karnataka. Then I reluctantly went there, but then I went with a promise to them that if I don't like the program, I'll simply walk out and come home and watch the Ramayana or whatever is going on. Because it was a Sunday, you know, Ramayana is telecast in the morning, then again in the evening and all that. Or watch a movie in the evening on the TV. This was my idea. But then the moment I went there, I found a complete change in the atmosphere. Because one is that I noticed one of my friends serving in the IRS was there on the dais, and he is the main speaker there. Next to him was another gentleman whom we knew through a family of ours, a friend of ours. And of course there was another person who was white bearded and in the traditional Indian kurta pajama dress. But I noticed something odd there. I was wondering what is happening here, because the moment all the speakers have really finished their speeches, I found this bearded person suddenly told them, you can all go and sit in your respective seats. All the chairs were removed. I was wondering what he is going to do. Only the table was left there, you know. Then he suddenly said, you remove the chairs. And immediately chairs were removed. What next? I was wondering. He just jumped on the table and then sat there, cross-legged. That was really, it amused me to see that a person is doing something the way he wants. And I got impressed by that, because he wanted to sit only that way, with both his legs on the floor or on the top of the table. And from then on he started singing a song, Entaro Mahanubhavulo. That is a song which I liked very much, because although we are not musicians, but I had a taste for music. And that particular song I somehow liked because it is by the great Saint Tyagaraja. and it is sung so well by this yogi that I loved that song. And then he started his speech by saying, "You create your own reality." And that was something shocking for me, because I had seen so many yogis who never mentioned that word, that you have something to do. They only used to say that if you go to them, they will clear your sorrows, they will make you comfortable, they will clear your karmas, they will do everything. So all the homework will be done by them, you have nothing to do. This is what I have heard all along. But here is a person who says something entirely different. It's an extreme point, extreme step that he was recommending, that he was saying that you create your own reality, which means everything is in your hands. Your present, your future, everything is in your hands, and you alone can save the situation or make the situation. So you can make the situation or you can spoil the situation the way you live. So that was a really great message. So when he says you create your own reality, it means you have to be very, very thoughtful. You have to be mindful. You have to be having that much awareness about what you are doing. Every step of yours is very important. That is what he was trying to underline. And that I really loved. Then in the course of these speeches, after all that was over, he said, get into meditation, do meditation for about an hour or so. And then he said, close your eyes, clasp your hands, cross your legs and sit down. Don't move, sit comfortably. That's another thing he said. I've all along learned that you have to sit only erect with your ribs, almost as if you are doing some exercise. But there is a change again, that sit comfortably. Sukhasthira asanam. That is what he said. Again, there is a change in his departure from the usual practice, which I have all along studied or read from so many people. So I found there's something unique in this person who is teaching something new. Then I found so many things were unique. The way he said, the methods he said adopted, and how we should spend our lives, how we should make our lives memorable and happy. And again he said, you are not going away from your family, you are still remaining with the family, but still do meditation. So he made us all do meditation, and he asked us to close our eyes, and then we started the meditation. In 1 hour, I could sit like that without a single thought of anything else. I didn't even remember that I was sitting in Mysore inside an auditorium. And that was the way all three of us, my partner and our daughter Purnima, all three of us were sitting and doing meditation. And absolute stillness was there, and we suddenly heard very good noise of the flute, mellifluous I should say, and that flute music really took us deeper into meditation, and we enjoyed doing the meditation without knowing the passage of time. That is how we started meditation, and in the course of which so many new things we learned from him. And although I was not quite sure whether some of the points which he narrated could really be applied in practice, but I should not contest a guru nor ask him anything about it, because he believes in what he does, and he is doing it for good, for our own good. That I was fully satisfied. So for once I decided, at last I will stop searching for anyone else. Now I am going to get all the answers to all my questions in life, and I was very hopeful. And until he came down from the stage for a small tea break, and he talked to us, till then we were not sure with how good it is going to be, but I was sure that things are going for a complete change in my whole outlook, having met this great yogi. So that is how it started.
So after both of you started at the same time, same session with Patriji, started meditation. So what are the changes it has happened after doing meditation? And what are you doing, ma'am? Are you doing any profession?
I'll tell about all that.
Please.
Yeah. So when we met him in 1998, I was working for Canara Bank. Then I was traveling to a far off place, about 30 kilometers up and down. I used to go by bus and come back.
From Mysore to?
From Mysore to T. Narsipura, I used to travel. And in the course of that only, I started reading. Before I met him only, I started reading a book, Autobiography of Yogi by Yogananda Paramahamsa. Then in that book it is said that if you think of Mahathir Babaji even for a split second, you will instantaneously you will get his blessings. That is what is written in that book. So I wanted to test that. So I closed my book. I just imagined Mahathir Babaji's face and I started talking to him. For a brief second he was there. After that I started talking to him. I told him I have got so many, mentally I was talking, asking so many things. So many questions are there. Who will answer me? Show me a true path or a true teacher. Then only I can learn, I can know it. They said it is written that you will give your blessings. So why don't you give me blessings in this form? By showing me the true path and the true teacher. Please do that. I requested him and that was over. That went in the back of my mind. After some time I just forgot about it. Then within a month only all surprises happened. A colleague of mine who joined our bank, she became very close to me. She only told that one great Mahan is coming from Andhra to Mysore, why don't you attend? Once he has come during the month of May, but again he is coming in the month of July. Why don't you attend? You are the right person, I think, she told me. One Vijaya Chandrasekhar. She is in some other realm now, she is not in this world, but she only brought me here. Then I told her, okay, I will come. But Rajan sir was not willing, but somehow I forced him and we three attended the first class. In that itself I had beautiful experience. First when all the people talked, I had developed a severe headache. Then suddenly when I heard the flute music, it was coming as if it was coming and healing my headache. So the whole head was healed within a few seconds. I was wonderstruck because without a tablet, the headache never vanishes in me. So far I have known only like that. But a beautiful music has come and it is healing me. So I wanted to open my eyes and see who is playing the music. But at that time Patriji is telling, please don't open your eyes. So I kept quiet because I thought this great Mahan, the moment I looked at him, so there is a great divine glow in him. So whatever he says is correct only. So I should not open my eyes. So I kept on doing my meditation with closed eyes. Then suddenly after that, after the headache was over, suddenly so many flowers with beautiful colors came and in front of my eyes and they bloomed. So I was so thrilled by those colors, I have never seen them in this world at all. Some beautiful colors which I have never so far seen at all. So all those things I was seeing. After that I would have seen about 300 faces. One after the other, it was going. I had no control over that. I have to only see that. Like that it was going. But I remembered all those younger days visions I remembered. But not of those at all. These were different. So many faces came. Boy, girl, African, American, British, like that. So many cultures, so many things. Maybe about 300 faces I would have seen. Then after that scene vanished and I went straight to the Himalayas. I went there. I saw the whole Himalayas, aerial view, side view, the beautiful golden colored, silver colored, everything was fantastic. I was there only. Then afterwards when Patriji told, okay, you put your hands on your eyes and you may open your eyes after 5 seconds, like that he told us. Then when I came out of meditation only, I realized, oh, I am sitting in meditation. Otherwise I was thinking I was in the Himalayas. Okay. Then the whole thing changed and it took me some time for me to ground myself to that reality, ground reality. By the time Patriji has reached us and he started asking Rajan, how was it, sir? Then he told it was very good. I could remain without thought for some time. Then he asked my daughter. She told, I went traveled through a tunnel and end of the tunnel I saw the Buddha. Then he asked me straight away. He asked the question, what did you see? So I was thrilled. But nothing came out because I was still in that meditative state only. I am also telling him, I saw the Himalayas. So this conversation, then when I recollected later, it thrilled me really. How did he know that I saw something? And how I am also answering him, I never felt anything different at all, as if I have moved with Patriji for several years. Like that only I felt when he spoke to us, came to us and spoke to us. I never felt he is a third person whom I have never met and all. I never felt that strangeness with him at all. As if I have moved with him so many years, like that I felt. Then we came back home and it was very thrilling. I thought something is there. I must do this meditation for a long time. And then he asked us to come, both of us, my daughter and myself, to come to the stage and tell about our experience. I was really shivering to face all the, I was not at all afraid of Patriji, but I was somehow not very comfortable with the audience. 600 people were there in that hall. So somehow I mustered enough courage and I told about seeing the Himalayas alone. The other two experiences never came into my mind at all. So and then when I went home, I recollected and I told, I think he is our guru. We should only now here afterwards, whatever he says will be our this thing, our guide. Our Bible, and we will go by that. He is our guru. I told both of them. Our whole family will go by because we have got him. Still, I didn't remember that I have asked Mahathar Babaji to show me a true teacher. That was not coming to me at all. After several meditation sessions, I remembered. Oh, that I have asked Mahathar Babaji. He has sent the true person to me. The true path he has shown me. Thank you, Mahathar Babaji. I thanked him like that. Then when I remembered. Then after that, the whole journey started. Meditating was the most important thing for me in life. Everything got finished so fast. I became so robust. So very fast I finished all my work and no headache, nothing. And I started doing so much of meditation. Within 10 days, I threw off all my medicines. I was quite active and very cheerful all the time. And then I could do more and more of meditation. Then within a month, I started hearing voices of so many asking masters. Then I knew. Then I also saw my mother in my meditation. Then who had already 4 years back, she had passed away. Then she came into my meditation and she told me, you are in the right path. I am so happy you are there. You continue this, you teach others also. And let all the people, let them meditate. And my mother is to be very great spiritual master. So she guided me like that. I was so very thankful and doubly sure that I am in the right path. Like that it developed. And then next time when Patriji came, he came to our house and he told me that you should now experiment with not taking any medicines. Then I told him, yes, Patriji, no puja you told. From childhood I never saw the importance of puja at all. I never saw the need of any puja at all because I used to play with all the gods and goddesses. So now you are telling that no puja, I jumped really with joy because I am waiting for such words. So you told, I am so happy. Of course, non-veg, we are not we are already vegetarians. There is no question about that. Then third comes the no doctors, no medicines. That took me some time to swallow that because I was thinking so many medical shops, so many doctors. What will happen? Our elder daughter is a doctor. She is doing her MBBS at that time. Yeah. So that also how to compromise that. Then he told me that you, for next time when you get some sickness, you just go do only meditation, never go to a doctor, never consume any medicine. You should find out the truth in my words by your own experience. Then I started meditating. The moment he left itself, 1 week itself, I got some fever. Then fever was going up and he was scolding me, we'll go to a doctor. I refused. Then 2 days the fever was there. Third day I could not even attend office. I was working at that time, as I told you. Then I could not do any meditation. So third day when I meditated, the masters they told in my ears that you by this evening 7 o'clock you will be relieved of your fever. Everything will be gone. 6 o'clock we sat for meditation. 5 minutes before 7 I started perspiring. Everything was gone. On the stroke of 7 I was quite normal, quite active. I came out. They were all so happy. Oh, wow. Such a thing happened. That's a very wonderful thing that happened. I thought I got a great mukti. because I have got mukti from medicines and doctors. That's very, very great. I thought such a beautiful thing has happened to me. I must run to the whole world and tell, this is the way, this is the way. So I was feeling like that. Then when and I started, of course, attending office. At the time, one colleague of mine told me that, madam, you look so fresh even at 5 o'clock. Earlier you used to look tired. Something is happening. So you are looking fresh even in the evening after doing so much work. What is why like that? Some tonic or something you are taking? I told him that no, Baba, I am not taking any tablet tonic. I am only doing meditation. Then he told, why don't you teach us? Then I started teaching. Then itself, my colleagues in the lunch break, 4 or 5 of them used to gather, and I used to tell them. And most of the non-veg, they also started leaving, taking to vegetarianism. That was another great change that I could see in others. So that all gave me so much of inspiration. And Patriji used to telephone and come to our place, and he also used to inspire us. And I used to have many third eye visions. Left and right, I used to, every day I sit, I used to have some vision or the other. Like that, the masters used to touch me and wake me up at 4 a.m. All the others will be asleep. They will tell you, just get up and do meditation. So I start early itself. So 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock I used to do meditation. After that, it used to be very easy for me to do all the work, cooking, packing, breakfast, lunch, everything I used to do very fast.
You have to go to the office.
Office also, I used to look very bright. I used to inspire all the people. The conductor, driver and all used to bow down to me, I don't know, for no reason at all. So they used to look at me as somebody, some goddess or something like that. So I was thrilled. Oh, so much is happening. What is happening means only meditation is happening. Because of this, so much will happen. I was wonderstruck. Then I started reading Osho's books. Then I came to know meditation will change you so much. So I wanted to teach so many people, and all those people who used to be co-passengers, I used to teach them. I used to tell them. They used to have so many problems. Well, this is the way you have to come out. So only those things. I was so happy after that. Really, I went all the way to that branch, 30 kilometers and 30 kilometers up and down, that only to know about Patriji. And that colleague of mine came only to tell me, that Vijaya madam, to tell me that such a thing is there really. After 2 years only I came to, not 2 years, 4 years. After 4 years, I learned from Patriji that during that year 1998, when he was touring some places in remote places in Andhra, he in a meditation session, one boy had come to him and told him that I saw Mahathar Babaji, he is asking you to go to Mysore. Somebody is waiting there. That one boy had told, it seems. Patriji himself told me after 4 years only I could also express, I was waiting for you, Patriji, because I had requested Mahathar Babaji for a true teacher. So so that is what is my background. Then he told me after 4 years only I could express that. The situation came like that. Then Patriji told, this happened to me also. Somebody told me to go to Mysore. That's why I came to Mysore. First visit he could not meet me. May he had come, 17th May 1998. We didn't know that. After that only this lady came to my branch, Vijaya madam.
To Patriji.
Yeah, that Mahathar Babaji had sent word through somebody. Some meditator.
Meditation experience.
Yes.
Someone is waiting in Mysore.
Through meditation experience only they can come. No, how else they will tell. So like that it has come, and he came in search of me, I think. Then because of Mahathar Babaji, who is that person who wanted me, who asked, requested for me to Mahathar Babaji. Then he told me this is what has happened. Then when I heard your first experience of seeing the Himalayas, I knew you are the person that Mahathar Babaji has sent word. So I could make out. Then I remember you from that day onwards. Your name, everything, I remember you from that day onwards. He told me. I was so very happy. Such a great what to say, God or deity or what I can say. I can't call him any name at all. He is beyond everything. Such a great force. Such a divine presence Patriji is. Such a great consciousness. He is really, we are all gifted, we are all very fortunate to have come across such a great personality in our lives, really, I am telling you, Chandu. So we will never know it unless we really if we had not had it, what would have been the life? I don't know. I can't even imagine. I don't want to imagine. So
Really
such a
experience, ma'am.
wonderful.
Mahathir Baba has connected both.
Yeah. Then what Patriji told, see, I was thinking I am only doing so much of work here, but there the astral masters above, there also in the sky also, they are also doing work. I am so happy he was telling like that, jokingly. So every time it used to be very humorous with Patriji, very nice, and we have travelled far and wide. We went from Mysore, he got transferred to Erode, from Erode to Trivandrum. Again we came back to Coimbatore. We established all this our kendras we established there. Our PSSM movement we established there. We have met so many people, lakhs of people, and we have taught them meditation. And so life is so full of experiences, and others' experiences. They also have benefited out of this meditation. So such a great personality we have met, and we could travel so much with him. So during the travel, I have learned so much from him. How he never wastes even a single moment. Never a wrong word comes out of him. Always pearls of wisdom come out of him. For everyone, he knows what they should do also. For not only for himself, for all the humanity. I think he is the greatest guide who has come here, been sent from the higher worlds to guide all of us. It's a very, very great time now. We have chosen this time to be born here, really. That way we can appreciate ourselves. We have taken the decision to come over here on this earth during this time when Patriji is there, here with all of us. Yeah, really. Okay, that's over to Rajan sir. Yeah, thank you.
Because once you started your meditation, because personal life and professional life, the both has been completely changed.
Yeah.
Stopping the medicines and teaching meditation to your colleagues.
Not only that, I got my branch very close to my house. 2 years, leaving 81 persons. I don't know why they chose me. I have no answer for that. Yes, I got the message that you will get your transfer to the nearby branch, but on a condition that you should teach meditation. That's what the masters told me. I got my transfer, his transfer to Erode, and my children's marriage. Really, everything has happened as a miracle. When we have never thought of all those things, everything happened. And all the 4 grandchildren, they are on normal delivery, and great masters, they are all great masters of meditation. So like that, everything in our life has been a miracle. So far, all miracles only have happened. I am very, very happy because of that. One simple meditation can do so much in your life, really.
So Rajan sir, after meditation, what are the changes in your life, or personal or professional?
Yeah. So Chandu, actually, if I have to explain that, there's so much matter to be explained, but I will make it short because as Girija was telling right now, she started receiving messages from the masters, and so many things are happening to her. She left medicines altogether. All that because we are living together and we know what's happening
One interruption. He never used to believe my third eye visions.
I never used to believe.
That is another thing.
I never believed in third eye. Okay. But on one occasion, second or third visit, when Patriji came, I said, I don't believe all this because nothing like this happens to me. I am also doing meditation at the same time. She does for 1 hour. Probably I may be doing for 2 hours, but still I don't get all this. Then I said, Swamiji, there are 2 types of people who do meditation. One is known as dreamers, other is known as stalkers. And the dreamers are the people who get all third eye experiences. They will get so many things. They will get even messages from masters and so many other things. For all this, and the other one is stalkers, STALKERS. So, if you know what stalkers are the people who organize things. They can always organize. They can visualize a person coming and then telling them, here so-and-so school wants to know about meditation, can you help them? So many people will come to you. So, in search of programs, in search of meditations, in search of spiritual wisdom, all this will happen. So, stalkers are the people who are real good organizers. So
they will not have visions.
You don't have to feel jealous. So the only way to get over this ignorance is to read books.
Okay.
So he introduced me to the great world of books from the third month of his visit to Mysore. From then on also I continued reading the books. Earlier I was reading a different types of book. It may be Sherlock Holmes, it may be Shelley, it may be Agatha Christie or anything like that earlier. But now the whole quality or type of books that I am reading got changed. The moment Patriji influenced my life or our lives, from then on he said, read the right books. Then he gave me a list of books. I started reading the books. The first book that I read was, I wanted to know how is she getting all these astral experiences and whether it happens to anyone at all. I wanted to really get myself confirmed about that. So I read that book. And another book, Journeys Out of the Body by R.A. Monroe. Dr. R.A. Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body.
Vera Stanley.
Vera Stanley, first one I told.
First one, yeah.
First one is
From
Vera
the
Stanley.
Mundane to the Magnificent.
From the Mundane to the Magnificent is the name of that first book. The second book, Journeys Out of the Body by R.A. Monroe. So these two books I read. Those two people living in the West, practicing meditation, they are able to get wonderful third eye experiences. Vera Stanley Alder describes how she is able to know where her neighbor is going. He has just taken out the car and he goes to the nursing home, gets admitted, gets a treatment there, gets a surgery done there. Everything, she is sitting in her bedroom or in the drawing room, she is able to see it. How is it able to happen? How is it possible to happen? So she has described it in so minute details. She gives, even the pen which the surgeon was having, she is saying, he was having such and such carte blanche pen, everything she has described. How is it possible? So I got convinced, not that I did not believe earlier, but I got convinced. But I got convinced it happens, it can happen to you, to me, to anyone else. Even if a person is uneducated, illiterate, it can happen to him if his karma is good. Understand? If he is already on the level of higher level of consciousness, if he is able to, he can get third eye experiences. You can see through the wall. That is what they say. You read further books, I will know what is happening next door if I simply sit here. That much capacity is there for the brain. And all this I could get confirmed through these books. And similarly, if things started settling down one by one for us, like for example, she was traveling almost 60 kilometers a day to go to work and come back, and I used to go and wait in the evening to get her home at the bus stand. All this was happening, a lot of friction, a lot of difficulties in day-to-day lives, maintaining the family. Everything was a problem earlier. But then things started getting down so very smoothly, we can't believe such things can happen. Miracles started happening. So what I say to all newcomers of meditation is, don't expect miracles always when you do meditation. But one thing is always there, that you get the mental confidence to face the crisis. You become a stronger person, mentally strong, physically strong, intellectually strong, emotionally strong. All this happens when you start reading books and you go to the right spiritual master and do the right meditation. There are people doing meditation for 20 years but still not evolved. Why? For that you need to know more about meditation, about how good this meditation. You need to practice. I can say the coffee is good in that particular hotel. Unless you go and taste it, you will never agree with it. You can't say, just because I like it, it need not be good for another person. So everything depends upon how you taste and when you taste the coffee. Unless you taste it, you can never pass a comment on that. So I started realizing books are really the swiftest shortcut to enlightenment, according to Linda Goodman. So things started changing, and things started settling down for one by one for our family. People may not believe it. Unusual things happen, things which can never be expected. My transfer, which was already laid down, is already issued. Order is issued that I should report at Mumbai. The order has come and it's already in my hands. Now, I asked my life partner, what can we do? Because our children are small, we can't take them along, and I have to go to Mumbai. What can we do? She got the message from a very great master that let your husband go to head office, meet some friends of his who are there, who can alter or change the things for him.
Wow.
And that is what happened. I went there, I got it changed to my liking. It so happened because there was some small problem which was arose through some person who was not wanting to favor me but to favor someone else. So it happened, and that was his mistake, and he is guilty of that. Okay, but then I don't care. I just wanted a change. I wanted a change, and I wanted the transfer to be to my liking. So you will not believe it. Within a week, my head office wrote to me, or over the phone they told me, choose the place that you want to go.
Okay.
And you will get it. This is what the person who is a director in our bank. He tells me, can you ever imagine a director speaking to a third level person, a third level officer, that I will give you what you want? So first thing. So I immediately remember, again I go to books. It's my bad habit or a good habit, I don't know. Every time I speak of something, I immediately I'll go to relate it to some book. So I relate it to the Bible. In the Bible, Jesus says, seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness first, and all else will be added unto you. This means what? Seek ye the kingdom of God means go into the right spiritual path towards the God. Towards God is towards inner. That is, you go inside your own self for self-realization. So when you do that, seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness. That righteousness is Swadhyaya, Dhyana, Swadhyaya, Sajjana Sangatya. This is righteousness. Okay?
Okay.
So when you follow and his righteousness, we start following. When you start following that, then all else will be added unto you. All else means all the good things that is supposed to happen to you will happen to you. Whatever you want will happen to you. Things will start settling down for yourself, for your family. Everything will start settling down because there are so many astral masters watching what you are doing good, how good you are doing in this earth. You have come here to learn on this planet earth. But when you do things by total involvement, everything good will happen to you. This is the meaning of this entire sentence by Jesus Christ in the Bible. Okay. So again, coming back to one more book, Dr. Wayne Dyer. Dr. Wayne Dyer is a very great spiritual guru who happened to vacate his body about 4 years back. And in his book he says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Now what is the meaning of this? It means everyone is a student, that when we come to the earth. But when do you say a student is ready? He has explained it so beautifully that you will never know. You will simply think, oh, when student is ready, teacher appears. We only know that. But what does it mean, really mean? That means when the student is ready after a search. The student is ready already, but he is trying to search out for a good teacher.
Okay.
Whereas the teacher is also searching for a good student. You understand? So when the student is ready, means he is ready, his brain is fertile to receive any sort of knowledge. Whatever can be done, wisdom, he wants all the wisdom. Student is searching for that, and I was such a student. As I told you, I was in the crossroads because we are coming from a Brahmin family where we used to do puja. I used to do every month for recognizing my father who had departed in the year 1972. So I used to perform ceremonies. But after coming to this great movement, I left all the pujas then and there. I had no questions to ask or no doubts at all, because I knew I am on the right path under the great eyes of this great Paramayogi, Brahmashri Subhash Patri. From then on, I knew I am on the right path. So when the student is ready, it means when he has already done all the search and is always wanting the right knowledge and wisdom, which his mind is waiting for, then only the teacher will appear. Otherwise the teacher will never appear. and you fall under his eyes. So I fell on his in his eyes the moment I entered the Jagan Mohana Palace auditorium. So the day when I went to leave them with the idea of coming back home, which I did not do immediately, but only after the program, then he came to me and asked, Swamiji, how did you like the program? I said, it is wonderful, Guruji. I used to call Guruji at that time.
Okay.
It is wonderful, Guruji, but then I felt or I feel I should have learned this about 20 years back when I was hardly 20 years old or 25 years old. If I had learnt it, I feel things would have been much, much better, because we had certain small problems which we were all facing. But then he said, everything happens at a time. At a time which is decided by so many masters, according to your karmic deeds, it is decided. So every time is the right time. Any time is the right time for everything. And every regret is a fresh blunder. So no regretting about why it happened late. I was very much convinced that I am with the right person.
Wow.
And
Right,
from then on, life has been a continuous happy celebration every day of our lives. Thank you, Patriji, for all this great thing.
Really,
and
thank you.
Whatever we have now, whatever wisdom we have now, is all great to this great Guru. I call him a self-actualized master. Self-actualized master, according to Torquam, again I come to another book. Torquam Savedarian says, what is a self-actualized master? A self-actualized master means a person who has attained the highest level of consciousness, number one. Number two, he works for the common good of all the people around him and for the entire universe and for all the worlds. He works for all the worlds, seeing only the bigger picture. He is not bothered, he is not distracted by smaller problems, whether it be lack of money or whether it be lack of right contacts or the number of people coming to the program is less. You must have seen so many gurus who go for the program, they will not go in on time. Suppose the program is at 5:30. I am talking about other gurus of other organizations. I have to mention that because there is a difference between this and this, Patriji. So there, if the program is at 5 o'clock, until 5:45 the program will not start, because they want the hall to be full. You understand? Only when the hall is full, other things also materialize, including money. Okay, they depend on that. But here is one guru who doesn't touch money, who doesn't take money, who doesn't have a bank account, he doesn't have a car, he doesn't have a house of his own, and doesn't own anything except friends all over the world. And that is what he has done. He has been sacrificing his life. So such a guru is a self-actualized master, and who is not distracted by any problems, but only one thing that he wants to attain, that is all-round goodness for humanity, and meditative world and a vegetarian world. This is what he wants, with a lot of pyramids to assist them in their whole journey. So thank you, Chandu, for this excellent program.
And two more things I want to add about Patriji. How his his conviction towards vegetarianism, the strong conviction, that I liked very much. Nobody will dare to tell that outside.
Yes.
So such a thing has come out, and first Guru was told very strongly about adopting a vegetarian food. That I really impressed both of us, and we have participated in many vegetarian rallies also. So boldly we have to come out. Those who know should come out boldly, then only the world will become better for us to live here. So animal beings also, who will talk on behalf of them. So that part I liked so much with Patriji, and with this thing, introducing pyramids for meditation. That is also a very fantastic idea of Patriji. Really, that also in that two ways, and all the ways, all those ways in which he teaches us. Really, very great master we have met. Thank you so much, Patriji. Thank you so much, everyone.
I can't stop here, but I have to continue and supplement the information that she has told regarding vegetarianism. Vegetarianism,
Go on.
read the book of Chin Hai, Key to Enlightenment. In that book she says that the whole world owes so much to plants so much to animals. So we have to respect both of them, plants as well as animals, because they are helping humanity in various ways. So when I met Patriji at the first instance, and when I heard his words on vegetarianism, I was 110% convinced that here is a person who is speaking on behalf of animals, on behalf of reptiles, birds, fish, everything. There's no one else who speaks, because even though from their heart they know it is wrong to kill animals, so many gurus, but then they do not want to spell it outside. But here is one person who has got a moral conviction and is complete faith that humans, like humans, all the other sentient beings have a right to live. So salutations to Brahmarshi Patriji for all his great work. May his work succeed and take us on to higher and higher levels. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All these years, when did you become a full-time man? Both of you?
Yeah, it was for me,
For
fortunately.
meditation.
For me, fortunately, 1998 we started. Then 3 years was a thrilling period, really. Then we organized so many programs. Patriji used to come every alternate months. He used to come. Once in 2 months he will be appear once. Like that, 1 year he has visited Mysore 6 times. Like that, and he has showered so much of his wisdom. So night times and all, it used to go on. So I used to think this job is hindering me to do this work, what to do. At that time, the 2001, the news came that they are giving voluntary retirement to all those people who are willing to get out of the bank. And that was a very great news for me. Immediately we could contact Patriji and tell this news. Then he told, immediately you do that, you apply for that. Then on that day when I got my relieving order, Patriji was there at home. After completing a session there in Mysore, we had come back home and I received that. And I showed him also that I have now come out of the of my bank and that career that is over, Patriji. Then he told me that one part of your physical life is over. That chapter is over, madam. Okay. Now the spiritual life thing has started. So full time you have to take care of all these things. So you have now your real spiritual life starts. Then I took the responsibility. Yes, I must, because those words from Patriji are the true words. So I have to take it to the people. So as much as I can do it. And I'm so happy and so lucky that Rajan sir also is there along with me, because we differ in all the other items. But when it comes to meditation and Patriji, both of us are hand in hand. So
both of you at a time only?
We both of us, he took it in 2006.
I will tell. Patriji never encouraged me to resign. I wanted to resign the moment I met him.
But he wouldn't allow.
But then he won't allow. He said no. Wait.
Not
when the period is ripe and when the time is, when you are ready, then you retire. I will tell you, only after I give you the green signal, you should retire. So till 2005, every year I used to ask him. 2006 I asked him, he said, now we can retire. Resign.
2001 yourself, man.
Yes.
And 2006
Yes.
I still had 3 years service.
For me, voluntary retirement scheme came to the bank.
For her,
itself.
there was a scheme.
Scheme came itself, and as if for me it has come. So another real great chapter opened up in my life.
For me, there was no scheme or any such thing. But I asked Patriji. He said 2006 is fine. In fact, that year they were all increasing, doubling our salaries. But I didn't care for all that, because ultimately I believe what Patriji says, because he very often quotes again another book. Okay, Richard Bach. He quotes Richard Bach's quotation: the only moral obligation that you have to yourself is to be true to yourself. That means whatever your conscience is. In every incarnation, we should be true to ourselves. If we are true to ourselves, everything else will follow. And that is the way our lives have come about. We are very happy with whatever is happening to us, good or bad, because we face it with equal strength.
We don't call them nowadays, we don't even differentiate.
I don't call it bad. I say it's
another experience, that's all.
It's another experience.
It will only enrich us, that's all. I agree.
Since 2006,
Yeah,
so it's
both of us
completely
completely full
Yeah,
time.
full-time.
For me,
We are
from
full-time.
2001.
I'm
How
into
many places and how many states and how many countries you have visited?
Yes,
until
yes.
now?
We would have conducted more than 20,000 classes so far.
My goodness. 20,000
yes,
classes.
Yes.
Once I asked Patriji.
Then we have encouraged many people to build pyramids. We have ourselves built a pyramid in Coimbatore. In 2004 itself, we have built and inaugurated a pyramid.
Where 300 people can sit.
And another in Secunderabad near that Shamirpet, we have built one pyramid. And that is all coming up very well. And we have encouraged many people like that. And many people have meditated and they have had beautiful experiences. They have had so much of benefits they are reaping even today. So that way we are very, very satisfied. What more can we expect in this life? Even if they give us 1 crore of rupees, we will never be satisfied. Man is like that. But this one experience from a meditator really thrills us so much. It is much more than money, really.
Because I can listen a lot of meditation experiences from the different pyramid masters.
Yes.
So a lot of people say that I have learned meditation from Girija ma'am, I have learned from Rajan sir, and now those people are spreading the message very
fast.
very fast.
Yeah.
Like I listen always Mr. Ayyappa's experience. Whenever he starts the session, I learned meditation from Girija ma'am. And I came to know about the third day experiences and the knowledge about the third day and everything. So like that, many are there. I think not only Tamil Nadu and Karnataka and other states in North India.
So fortunately, both of us know 5 languages. So with that we are able to move. Patriji once told us, it is not because of this thing that you have learnt, 5 languages. It's the masters who have wished you to have 5 languages so that you can teach meditation you can impart your wisdom through those in that language. Like that he had told us. So it is very...
So when we were in the initial stages in the first year and second year, then I happened to ask Patriji, why I am telling this incident is to show the amount of seriousness he attaches to having a program, a meditation program. He is thrilled. I think that is his only food. The greatest food that he takes is teaching meditation. And that satisfies. So when I asked him, he said, you arrange as many programs as you can. Then we were actually new to that place, but still, one after another, the programs started coming to us.
And in every program, another 2 programs will be fixed.
Will be fixed for the same day or
somebody
next
would have
day.
come, they would have meditated, found it very nice. And can you come to our place? Can you come to bring Guruji to our college? When we are tomorrow itself, yes.
Like that, you will not believe. When I asked Patriji, will you be able to play the flute for more than 3 times in a day? I used to ask him those days. Then he said, any number? Are you serious, Patriji? I asked. Yes, any number. Okay. In 4 days, I arranged 13 programs.
13
programs in 4 days.
4 days. And he attended all the programs.
And we have to travel also.
Meditation.
We had to travel
13
also.
programs. Like Can you imagine what a record? Guinness records
really,
should come.
Really, great.
So the work being done by Patriji should come because he doesn't do it for getting anything. He only wants a message to spread.
He has come here to give.
He has come to give, not to take.
Yeah.
So that's the message that we are. So thank you, Chandu, for the end.
So we are also so happy that Madam Patriji is also very much interested in this line. And his whole family is involved. His 2 daughters, they are really very, very fantastic masters. So what a great thing he has created, really, his family and the whole family of pyramid masters. He has
and
really
our family has entirely benefited from him because
really.
Both our daughters are doing wonderful work.
Yeah. They are also like that.
In meditation, our grandchildren are wonderful in meditation. They have started meditation at the age of 4 and 5. They are doing yesterday for one.
is conducting a lot of PLR programs.
Yeah. So like that, it is all going on very well for all of us.
Thanks to Patriji. But for Patriji's intervention in our life would have been so dry.
I don't know what it would have been, but it is very nice. We have chosen this. We are so happy.
Thank
you so much, Chandu, for this great opportunity.
So friends, so till now we have seen a wonderful experience of the great masters of PSSM. So as I said, for the past 22 years, the excellent services they are giving to the PA system not, and inspired many people like me. So keep watching Pyramid Meditation channel. Thank you, friends.
Thanks a lot.